When planning for retirement, one of the most frequently cited rules of thumb is the 4% rule. This rule, which has been widely used in retirement planning circles, provides a simple way to estimate how much you can withdraw from your retirement savings each year without running out of money. The idea is straightforward. Withdraw 4% of your retirement portfolio each year, and your money should last for at least 30 years. The 4% rule has gained popularity due to its simplicity and the security it promises. However, like any rule of thumb, it's not without limitations. This article will take a deeper dive into the 4% rule, its origins, its application in modern retirement planning, and its limitations. We will also discuss alternative strategies and adjustments that may be necessary to ensure a sustainable and comfortable retirement. The origins of the 4% rule. The 4% rule originated from a study called the Trinity Study, which was conducted by 3 professors from Trinity University in 1998. This study aimed to determine the best withdrawal rate for retirees who wanted their money to last throughout retirement. The professors analyzed various withdrawal rates using historical data on stock and bond returns, inflation rates, and other financial factors to determine a safe and sustainable withdrawal rate. After analyzing several different withdrawal rates, the professors concluded that a withdrawal rate of 4% provided a high likelihood that a portfolio would last for 30 years, even during periods of market volatility. The study was groundbreaking in that it offered retirees a simple rule for ensuring that their retirement savings would not run out before they did. It was based on the premise that retirees could take 4% of their portfolio's value each year, adjusted for inflation, and still have enough money to last for 30 years. How the 4% rule works. To put the 4% rule into practice, you simply need to know how much you have saved for retirement. Let's say you have accumulated $1 million in retirement savings. According to the 4% rule, you can withdraw 4% of that amount each year, which in this case would be $40,000. The idea is that this $40,000 can be spent each year, and your portfolio will continue to grow enough to cover future withdrawals, keeping your savings intact. One of the advantages of the 4% rule is that it's relatively simple to apply. The rule doesn't require detailed calculations or complex projections, making it an accessible strategy for many people who are new to retirement planning. Additionally, it's flexible enough to work for a variety of retirement portfolios, including those that are a mix of stocks, bonds, and other investments. Adjusting the 4% rule for inflation. Over time, inflation can erode the purchasing power of your withdrawals, meaning that the $40,000 you withdraw in your first year of retirement may not have the same value in 20 or 30 years. To counteract this, the 4% rule recommends adjusting your withdrawals each year to keep pace with inflation. This means that each year you would increase your withdrawal by the rate of inflation to maintain your purchasing power. For example, if inflation is 3% in a given year, you would increase your $40,000 withdrawal by 3%, resulting in a $41,200 withdrawal in the next year. This ensures that your retirement income keeps pace with rising prices, allowing you to maintain your standard of living throughout retirement. The impact of market volatility on the 4% rule. While the 4% rule is designed to work under most market conditions, it can be vulnerable to prolonged periods of market volatility. If the stock market experiences a significant downturn early in retirement, the value of your portfolio may decrease, leaving you with fewer assets to draw from in subsequent years. This can be especially problematic if you are withdrawing 4% of your portfolio each year, as you may be selling assets at a loss to generate income. A major factor that influences the effectiveness of the 4% rule is the sequence of returns risk. This refers to the impact that the order of investment returns has on a retirement portfolio. If you experience negative returns early in retirement, it can dramatically reduce the value of your portfolio, even if the long-term average return of your investments is positive. This can make it difficult to sustain the 4% withdrawal rate. To mitigate this risk, some financial planners suggest adjusting your withdrawal rate based on market conditions. For example, during periods of market decline, you may choose to reduce your withdrawals temporarily to avoid depleting your portfolio too quickly. Alternatively, some retirees may opt to maintain a more conservative asset allocation during the early years of retirement, keeping a larger portion of their portfolio in bonds or cash to reduce the impact of stock market downturns. how much you need to retire using the 4% rule. The 4% rule can also help you determine how much you need to save in order to retire comfortably. If you know how much you want to withdraw each year in retirement, you can use the 4% rule to estimate the size of your retirement portfolio. For example, let's say you want to withdraw $50,000 per year during retirement. According to the 4% rule, you would need a portfolio worth $1,250,000, $50,000 divided by 0.04, in order to sustain that level of withdrawals over 30 years. This gives you a target amount to aim for when saving for retirement. Alternatives to the 4% rule. While the 4% rule has been widely adopted, it's not the only approach to retirement planning. Some financial experts argue that a more flexible withdrawal strategy may be better suited to modern retirement planning. One alternative is the dynamic withdrawal strategy, which adjusts your withdrawals based on the performance of your portfolio. For example, you could withdraw a fixed percentage of your portfolio each year, but the percentage would be adjusted depending on how well your investments have performed. If the market is doing well, you might increase your withdrawals, but if the market is struggling, you would reduce your withdrawals to preserve your capital. The 4% rule remains a popular and effective tool for retirement planning, offering a simple and reliable guideline for how much you can withdraw from your retirement savings each year. However, it's important to remember that it's just a rule of thumb and that various factors such as market volatility, inflation, and individual circumstances can impact the success of this strategy. While the 4% rule works for many retirees, it may not be suitable for everyone. It's essential to take into account your specific goals, risk tolerance, and other sources of income when developing your retirement strategy. Whether you choose to follow the 4% rule or adopt a more flexible approach, the key is to plan early, invest wisely, and remain adaptable to changing market conditions. By doing so, you can maximize your chances of having a secure and enjoyable retirement.